Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests and fellow researchers, welcome to my presentation on tradition-based tourism, the influences of sea offering on local economic development and policy in Brebes. My research delves into the vital interplay between traditional cultural practices and their economic implication in the context of Brebes. Only enriches cultural identity, but also bears significant potential for local enhancement. Thank you for joining my explore this dynamic through the lens of my empirical study. Background to the problem, cultural preservation versus economic development. Balancing the need to preserve traditional practices like Sedekah Laut with the desire to use this tradition to promote economic development in Brebes. Impact of globalization. Understanding how globalization and the homogenization of cultures impact the authenticity and survival of local tradition and how this can be preserved by tourism. Tourism and local economy. Evaluating how tradition-based tourism, especially the Sedekah Laut ceremony, contribute to the local economy, including job creation, revenue generation, and local business growth. Government policy and cultural tourism, examining the adequacy of current government policies in promoting and managing tradition-based tourism and their effectiveness in leveraging cultural heritage for economic growth. Sustainability development, investigating the role of tradition ceremonies in sustainable tourism development and how they align with environmental, economic, and social sustainability goals, community involvement and benefit, assessing the extent to which the local community is involved in and benefit from the Sedekah Laut ceremony and related tourism activities. Tourism marketing and management, analyzing the challenges and opportunities in marketing and managing tradition-based tourism to attract a wider yet respectful tourist audience without commodifying the culture. Economic valuation of cultural practices, addressing the lack of empirical data on the economic valuation of cultural ceremonies and their potential to be integrated into broader regional development strategies. Cultural capital and economic resilience, exploring the concept of cultural capital as an asset for enhancing economic resilience and as a unique selling proposition in the competitive tourism market. My method in my research, study design, exploratory quantitative study, focus examining the influences of Sedekah Laut on Brebes local economy, government policy as moderating variable, methodology, use the structural equation model or SEM, purpose to analyze complex relationship among variables, data collection, survey conducted with 200 individual respondents, sampling method, purposive sampling, target group, visitor of the Sedekah Laut ceremony, survey instrument, utilization of list tested questionnaire, measurement scale like Likert scale from 1 to 10. Objective, to measure respondent perception of each variable. This is the conceptual model. There are three independent variables, that is sea offering, modernization level, and perceived value. And then as the variable moderating, that is government policy. And then the dependent variable, local economy. This is the result of my research. This is a demographic respondent. There are age of the demographic respondent 18 up to 30 year. The frequency is 45 or 22.5%. The education The majority is postgraduate. The frequency is 39 or 90.5%. The occupation, almost of the respondent, that is the student, frequency 45 or 22.5%. Hometown, the respondent, almost 105 frequency or 52%. The income of the respondent, almost at least 5 million, that is 75 frequency, and or 37%. And the visitation, one more visitation of the respondent, that is 105 or 52.5%. And this is the graphic of structural equation model for sea offering in Brebes. From the model, modernization level, that the impact to government policy with the information accepted. Sea offering to government policy is accepted, but perceived value to government policy rejected. Government policy to local economy rejected. Perceived value to local economy rejected. Sea offering to local economy accepted. Conclusion: modernization level and government policy. There is a positive and statistically significant relationship between the level of modernization and government policy, as indicated by the estimate of 0.425 and a p-value of 0.018. This relationship is accepted, suggesting that as the level of modernization increases, there is a corresponding positive influence on government policy. Sea offering and government policy. The relationship between sea offering and government policy is also positive and statistically significant, with a high estimate of 0.722. This is a strong and accepted relationship, implying that the practice of sea offering has a substantial and positive impact on government policy. Perceived value and government policy. The perceived value does not have a statistically significant relationship with government policy, as indicated by the negative estimate and a p-value of 0.911. This hypothesis is rejected, suggesting that the perceived value of the sea offering or tourism-based tourism does not significantly affect government policy. Government policy and local economy. The influence of government policy on the local economy is negative and not statistically significant, with a p-value of 0.077. Although it is close to the conventional threshold of statistical significance, the relationship is rejected, indicating that the current model does not support the hypothesis that government policy has a significant positive impact on the local economy within the scope of the study. Perceived value and local economy. Similar to government policy, perceived value does not have a significant relationship with the local economy, which is also rejected based on a p-value of 0.099. The negative estimate suggests that the perceived value may not necessarily translate into tangible economic benefit within the parameter of the study. Sea offering and local economy. There is a positive and statistically significant relationship between sea offering and the local economy, as shown by an estimate of 1.011 and a p-value of 0.03. This accepted relationship indicates that the practice of sea offering has a positive and significant impact on the local economy, suggesting its potential as a driver for economic growth in the region. Based on my research, I will give a suggestion to the policy implication. Since the level of modernization and sea offering practices have significant impact on government policy, it is recommended that policymakers consider this factor when designing policies to support local economies. The government could develop targeted initiatives that especially leverage the positive influence of tradition-based events like Sedekah Laut to foster cultural tourism and economic development, enhancing perceived value. Efforts should be made to increase the perceived value of tradition-based tourism activities. This could involve educational campaigns to raise awareness among both local and visitors about the cultural and historical significance of Sedekah Laut. Innovative marketing strategies can be employed to enhance the perceived value and potentially generate a positive impact on both government policy and local economic development. Government policy and economic growth. The negative and non-significant relationship between government policy and local economy suggests a need for reviewing and possibly revising current policies. It may be beneficial to conduct further research to understand the aspects of policy that are not effectively contributing to economic growth. There should be an alignment of policy intervention with the actual economic activities and cultural practices that have been proven to have a positive economic impact. Community engagement. Encourage greater community involvement in decision-making processes regarding the management and promotion of tradition-based tourism to potentially enhance the perceived value and direct economic benefits. Strategies to engage the community could include participatory planning season, public forum, and inclusion of local leaders in the tourism development communities. Future research. Further research is needed to explore the nuance of how perceived value does not translate into policy influence of economic growth. Understanding this dynamic may help in designing interventions that can turn cultural value into economic opportunity. Additional studies could focus on the qualitative aspect of tradition-based tourism and its socio-economic impacts, providing a more comprehensive view that complements the quantitative findings. Tourism development. Development programs should capitalize on the significant relationship between sea offering ceremonies and local economic growth. This could involve developing tourism packages, improving infrastructure around event sites, and promoting local businesses that contribute to the tourism experience. Effort to document and promote the Sedekah Laut ceremony through various media and tourism platforms could attract a broader audience and stimulate economic activity. That is the result of my research. Thank you very much for your attention, and it is enough. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.